my favorite oxymoron, rhythm guitarist. Thanks for joining me here. I'm Howard Yates, speaking in drums. First album I want to talk about. This is from 1982. It's a live album from Ozzy Osbourne, now originally called Talk of the Devil. This one is Speak of the Devil. If you can see that. Whoa, it's too close, too close, too close. Alright, so my brother had this on vinyl. It's a double album, and it had a gatefold with Ozzy and this big mirrored cross and this little person in front of him who was nicknamed Ronnie. If you ever get to see the Speak of the Devil concert, the live concert where they actually play some Ozzy songs and Black Sabbath songs with Brad Gillis on guitar, Ronnie does come out there and give Ozzy a drink. So, a drink of water, I suppose, unless it was vodka. Anyhow, this album is one of my favorites because of the lineup of musicians that's on there. Unfortunately, Randy Rhoads is not on there because he had passed away a few months earlier in March of '82. But this particular lineup, one of my favorites of all time. Tommy Aldridge on drums, of course. Rudy Sarzo on bass, one of my all-time favorite bassists. And Brad Gillis, who plays his ass off. And I mean, you have to step in the shoes of somebody. And then now this album is strictly Sabbath covers. Brad Gillis having to step in the role of Randy Rhoads material or Tony Iommi's material would be just... I can't imagine having to fill those shoes. So what's nice about it in some ways is that Tommy Aldridge, Brad Gillis, Rudy, excellent musicians, kind of take liberties with some things, but some things they stay pretty much on top of. The thing about this recording, a few things behind it, is that Ozzy owed Jet Records a third album in his contract. Black Sabbath was with Dio at this point, and they were releasing, or had released by then, Live Evil. So Ozzy wanted out of the record contract, and also just kind of a fuck you to Black Sabbath. Let's just do a live album, let's just do Sabbath covers and just get this over with. So the band had to learn because they were already playing, if you watch the live concert from Speak of the Devil, when they were playing both Ozzy and Black Sabbath songs, they were already playing at least 3 that would make it on the album, which would be Paranoid, Children of the Grave, and Iron Man. But they ended up doing a full set of 12 songs. So in 2 days, those guys had to learn an entire 9 songs with the 3 they already had. They were just given a short notice of 2 days, learn the songs, and then we're gonna do 2 recordings at the Ritz in September of '82. And I can't imagine being under that much pressure, especially if it's just something you're not that familiar with, or just the fact that you're going to be on a recording that people are going to be hearing all over the planet, at some point, or, for decades to come. Somebody like me is still listening to this album. Now, what kind of sucks about it is that, well, maybe this is for the better, but Ozzy's vocals are overdubbed. According to Rudy Sarzo, the instrumentation isn't, and he's claiming that there's some stuff you can hear on there that's kind of fudged, and you can if you really nitpick, but I mean, you have to really nitpick. But some of the songs that are my favorites on here, just because of interpretation, are Symptom of the Universe, which I think Tommy Aldridge's chops, which just go all over the place, just speed and accuracy and dynamic, and the sound of his drums, not only combined with his chops and everything, really make that sound, I think, 10 times better than the original. I actually think the whole band sounds better on this recording than the original version of Symptom of the Universe. Snowblind, I gotta make this real quick. I don't like the way Snowblind sounds, and that's because of the way Tommy plays it. I'm sorry, but yeah, Tommy's great. Better than Bill Ward, probably. Yeah, better than Bill Ward. But I just didn't like his particular interpretation of it, because the big thing about Snowblind is that introduction and the hits that happen when they come back to this part. Da, 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 da. When they have those big hits like that, and there's those spaces in between where Bill isn't playing anything, I actually love that. It's just so powerful and memorable, but Tommy just plays a straight beat behind it. So, dun, 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 dun. And I'm just like, man, I really wish he could have kept at least that much of it. But the other songs that I really like on the album, I just want to put that one on there because that's... They do The Wizard. Oh my god. Tommy, You gotta hear the drumming on this album. Oh my god. The Wizard and Never Say Die is a lot better than the original, I think, because they slowed it down. Because the first one is like, just like, it's like you can tell there was a lot of cocaine behind this one. But when when these three play it, it's a little bit different. It's kind of it's not, I wouldn't say laid back. It's pretty good, shuffle. It's good tempo though, and it sounds like Ozzy can sing it better, or at least in this overdub he can sing it better because it's a little bit more relaxed and slower, and I think that his voice just does not struggle like it sounds like it does on the original recording. Iron Man sounds really good on this. Children of the Grave is pretty good. I still like the Children of the Grave. Probably the one I like the most is the one from Tribute, but this one here is pretty good. They do several really good songs on this. They do some that are kind of like The Wizard is the first thing they've played. Well, Ozzy said he's played that in like since 72, so it's like 10 years later they bring this out, and apparently according to Rudy Sarzo's book Off the Rails, he said that when they got up there to play it, of course Ozzy actually has like a sheet music stand, and so it has all the lyrics on it. So then he gets out the harmonica and he says on there, he's like, hey, I haven't played this thing in 10 years. I don't even know if I can still play the micro. He said, I don't even know if I can play this because I haven't played the song in 10 years. I don't know if I can play the harmonica. I haven't played it since then. So he gets up there and he nails it in the recording. That's actually him just nailing it right off the top. And, just like riding a bicycle, I guess. But, I still love this album. Again, Symptom of the Universe, Black Sabbath, Iron Man, The Wizard, Fairies Wear Boots is pretty good. It does, Never Say Die. Those are some of my favorites. I mean, there's other ones on there. War Pigs, which is a pretty good version of that, too. I just, basically, if you hear Live Evil and you hear this album, the bands are completely different, not because there's obviously different personnel. And I don't know what it is necessarily about the sound. I'm just not educated enough in this department about it, but Black Sabbath sounds really like their version, their Live Evil, their material and interpretation is just all really bottom heavy, like the whole thing, the guitars, the drums, all of it, and then Dio's vocals, just mean, and Ozzy's version, it sounds like it's polished. It's like a studio band is playing what you heard on the original recordings, and it's kind of night and day between those albums. I mean, you can kind of pick and choose which ones are the best ones from each album, but I listen to Speak of the Devil 100 times more than I listen to Live Evil, and I love Dio, man, I really do, but I just like this album so much better. Good version of NIB on there, but yeah, definitely check out this album, and also the live concert, which has overdubs, because you can even tell in Over the Mountain, which is what they open up with, there's a lyric, I think on the third verse, that it doesn't match the words. So it's pretty funny to watch that. Somebody pointed it out on YouTube, and I was like, oh my god. I was like, well, Ozzy sounds really good on here. Well, now I know why. It's just like the Tribute album. That was overdubbed, and that's the disappointing part, but I gotta tell you, though, it sounds great. So, and being that the guy could barely remember anything from that time period, especially after that on Bark at the Moon, he says he can't remember anything from that time.
Oh, damn it. What? Shut up! What the f***?